serene Chobe River Safari, famed for its stunning views and wildlife encounters, turned dangerous when tourists ventured too close to an agitated elephant. What started as a peaceful journey filled with excitement quickly escalated into a terrifying ordeal. In unsettling footage, a boat of eager tourists is seen approaching an elephant partially submerged in the river. Enthralled by the sight, they take pictures, unaware of the growing tension. As the boat drifts closer, the elephant becomes visibly unsettled. Suddenly, it charges, forcefully bashing the boat multiple times, sending passengers into panic. Despite the danger, the tour guides remain calm and act swiftly, steering the boat away from the infuriated animal just in time. Miraculously, no injuries were reported. The incident, though frightening, serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of wildlife encounters. A group of men on a safari in Zimbabwe eagerly observed wildlife in its natural habitat. The serene experience was interrupted when a lion began walking toward them. Fearing danger, they fired warning shots to deter it, but the persistent male refused to retreat. Tension mounted as the lion chased them, forcing the men to retreat in fear. Fortunately, the lion eventually stopped its pursuit, sparing the group. Shaken but unharmed, they continued their safari from a safer distance, recording the remarkable encounter while ensuring they stayed out of harm's way. Richard Jones, a seasoned BBC cameraman, faced a harrowing moment during a Spy in the Wild shoot. While tracking wild dogs, he observed a leopard climbing a tree to escape the pack's aggressive pursuit. Suddenly, the leopard spotted Richard and leaped from the tree, charging directly at him. Overcome with fear, he instinctively dropped his camera. Despite the terrifying encounter, Richard's quick thinking and extensive experience in handling wildlife ensured his safety and that of his team. The dramatic moment highlighted the unpredictable dangers of working closely with nature. On a sunny evening in Zimbabwe, a group of tourists embarked on what was meant to be a peaceful carriage ride through the safari. The serene outing took an unexpected turn when they spotted a young male lion approaching them. With no cover or place to hide, the tourists found themselves in a precarious situation. Reacting quickly, they urged their carriage to pick up speed, hoping to outpace the lion. The tense moments were filled with uncertainty as the lion continued its pursuit. Fortunately, their efforts paid off, and they eventually managed to outrun the animal. Relieved, the group resumed their ride, albeit with heightened awareness of the wild and its unpredictability. A trip to Kruger National Park in South Africa turned into a terrifying ordeal when a massive elephant became unexpectedly aggressive. In a gripping video, a blue car is seen leading a convoy of vehicles on a road inside the park. The path is ominously blocked by the enormous elephant, creating an atmosphere of growing unease. As the group cautiously approaches, it becomes evident that the situation is far from safe. Acting quickly, the tourists in the car attempt to reverse, trying to retreat from the escalating danger. Their fear becomes palpable as attention shifts to the unfolding events ahead of them. The sheer size and unpredictable behavior of the elephant amplify the tension, creating an atmosphere of intense dread. Unfortunately, the video ends abruptly, leaving viewers without closure or clarity about the ultimate fate of the frightened tourists caught in this harrowing encounter. A group of tourists in South Africa had an unforgettable and nerve-wracking experience when they encountered a territorial hippo on a sunny day in Valewater. While observing the massive animal from the safety of their car, the situation quickly escalated. The video begins with the hippo approaching their vehicle, seemingly out of curiosity or agitation. Without warning, the hippo suddenly starts charging toward them, displaying its immense power. Panicked, the tourists speed away in an attempt to avoid the rapidly advancing animal. However, with hippos capable of reaching speeds up to 30 miles per hour, the chase was anything but easy. Fortunately, they barely managed to escape unscathed, a stark reminder of the hippo's territorial nature. In Tanzania, a group of tourists initially felt thrilled as a female lion approached their vehicle, offering an up-close encounter with wildlife. However, the excitement turned to fear when another lion leaped onto their car and began attacking a tire. The situation escalated as more lions joined in, creating chaos. In a desperate attempt to escape, the tourists tried to drive away, but one lion managed to blow out their tire. Another wildlife encounter in South Africa turned into a terrifying experience for a group of tourists who came across a pack of lions. Believing it was safe, the group parked their car close to the lions, hoping to enjoy a relaxing moment and observe the majestic predators from a distance. However, the calm quickly turned to chaos when one curious lion approached their vehicle. To their shock, the lion jumped onto the car, inspecting it with unsettling curiosity. The startled tourists were left scrambling to figure out their next move, trying to maintain their safety as the situation escalated. Safari goers in Tanzania experienced a heart-pounding moment when their adventure took a sudden, dangerous turn. While admiring the stunning landscape and observing wildlife from their vehicle, they were caught off guard by an unexpected predator. From behind a rock, a leopard suddenly appeared and charged toward them with incredible speed, leaving the group in a state of shock and fear. The situation could have escalated quickly, but their skilled driver acted with remarkable quick thinking. By swiftly maneuvering the vehicle, the driver managed to steer them to safety, ensuring no one was harmed. In Manapul's National Park, a group of tourists were enjoying a peaceful breakfast in an open dining area surrounded by the beauty of nature. The serene moment, however, took a dramatic turn when a large elephant unexpectedly wandered into their lunch area. The animal, appearing agitated, began to cause chaos, attacking tables and scattering the tourists who scrambled to find safety. Despite the frightening encounter, the group managed to avoid harm, with no injuries reported. Authorities acted swiftly, and the dangerous elephant was dismissed from the park to prevent further incidents. In Kruger National Park, South Africa, a group of tourists on a game viewing vehicle had an unforgettable encounter with some territorial elephants. The adventure began as they followed the sound of trumpeting elephants, eager to witness the majestic creatures in their natural habitat. Suddenly, an elephant emerged from the bushes, charging directly at their vehicle with alarming speed. The situation grew tense as the massive animal displayed its dominance. Fortunately, their experienced and well-trained safari guide acted quickly, skillfully navigating the vehicle to safety. The group narrowly avoided what could have been a dangerous encounter, leaving them both relieved and awed by the raw power of wildlife. A group of friends set out on what they believed would be a peaceful safari drive at Wrentham National Park, eager to explore the serene beauty of the wilderness. The adventure, however, took a terrifying turn when they unexpectedly crossed paths with a hungry tiger. Spotting the tourists, the tiger began chasing their vehicle, its powerful strides closing the distance rapidly. The group, overcome with fear, wasted no time and drove away at full speed, their hearts racing as they tried to escape. While fishing for muskie on a serene day in Illinois, a fisherman experienced an unexpected and terrifying encounter that left him shaken. As he focused on his catch, a snake suddenly slithered into his boat, catching him completely off guard. Before he could react, the snake began wrapping itself around his leg, creating a moment of panic as he tried to figure out how to handle the situation. The fisherman stayed as calm as possible, hoping not to provoke the reptile further. Luckily, after a tense few moments, the snake unwrapped itself and made its way out of the boat, leaving the man unharmed, but undoubtedly rattled. While out in the Arizona wilderness checking trail cameras with his friend Rachel, a man had an unnerving encounter that could have turned dangerous. As the two carefully made their way through the area, they suddenly noticed movement in the nearby bushes. Peering closer, they realized a sneaky mountain lion was silently spying on them, its piercing eyes locked on their every move. Though fear crept in, the pair remained remarkably calm, knowing any sudden reaction could escalate the situation. They slowly backed away, keeping an eye on the predator, which eventually retreated back into the woods. Thankfully, the hikers escaped unharmed. In Bangkok, Thailand, a 45-year-old man experienced a terrifying surprise when he heard unusual hissing sounds emanating from his living room wall. Initially confused, he investigated further and was shocked to discover that the source of the noise was a massive 15-foot python that had made itself at home inside his wall. Alarmed by the situation, the man immediately contacted local rescuers who arrived swiftly to handle the dangerous reptile. With expertise and caution, they carefully removed the enormous snake from its hiding spot. Thankfully, the python was unharmed and later released back into the wild, bringing the ordeal to a safe conclusion. In Yellowstone National Park, a group of tourists had a frightening encounter while trying to get closer to a bison peacefully grazing on the grass. What seemed like a harmless opportunity to observe the animal up close quickly turned into chaos when the bison became agitated. Without warning, the massive creature charged at the group, forcing them to scramble and attempt to evacuate the area. Despite their efforts to create distance, the bison continued its aggressive pursuit for several tense moments. Fortunately, the situation ended without any injuries, as the bison eventually ceased its attack and left them unharmed. In an attempt to scare away a tiger from their village, brave men in India ended up having a close encounter with the ferocious animal. Fortunately, the tiger spared them at the last second, giving them a chance to make their escape. A group of tourists were calmly taking pictures of a silverback gorilla in Africa when it suddenly charged at them multiple times. The tourists remained still and quiet, eventually causing the gorilla to walk away. While walking away, he tries to pull a woman away with it by the legs, but later lets her go and finally leaves without harming anyone. In an underwater shark cage diving experience, a shark got its mouth stuck in the cage, causing it to panic. The diver managed to capture this terrifying encounter on camera before the shark eventually freed itself and swam away. When a group of fishermen thought they had caught a big fish, they were in for a terrifying surprise. As they reeled in their line, they realized that it was not a fish, but a massive crocodile. The crocodile quickly overpowered them, but thankfully, they were able to trade their catch for their lives. A man out for a ride on his bicycle found himself being stalked by a grizzly bear. In an attempt to save his life, he quickly veered off the track and rode into a ditch, narrowly escaping the bear's clutches. The bear can be seen walking away when it notices that its target is now far away from it. A woman walking her dog in her backyard suddenly found herself face to face with a panther. Luckily, she and her dog were able to escape unharmed. A group of bikers were out for a ride when the bike in front is suddenly being chased by a bear. Thankfully, their quick reflexes and speed helped them escape unharmed. Fishing in the ocean can be an exciting experience, but it can also turn scary in an instant. After catching what they thought was a big fish, these fishermen realized it was heavy enough to sink their boat. In the end, they traded their catch for their lives as a huge shark attacked their boat. A A man walking along a dirt road had an unexpected companion when he noticed a puma following him. Despite his fear, he confidently told the animal to go away, and it eventually listened, but things didn't end there as the puma came back to try and attack him again.